Everything changed the moment newly released UFC documentary footage exposed never-before-heard audio from Topuria's corner during his vicious showdown with Justin Gaethje. What unfolded stunned everyone. Meanwhile, Islam Makhachev reached legendary status throughout Russia. Paddy Pimble warns that Max Holloway is genuinely confused.
Yous all doubted me.
Plus, there's much more ahead. So let's dive in. A newly released UFC documentary, UFC Fight House, covering the historic White House lightweight title clash, has finally exposed the chaos hidden behind the scenes. Fresh backstage audio reveals cage-side medical concerns as the doctor almost waved everything off, but referee Mark Goddard allowed the battle to continue, earning Dana White's approval from cage-side. Yet Topuria's damaged eye became impossible to ignore, and following the fourth round, Alexander Topuria called the fight to an end.
Ilia, no te vuelvas loco cuando cruces, ¿vale? Eres mucho mejor que él.
Topuria landing a remarkable 72% of his significant strikes.
Oh, right hand, he hurt him.
Tell the doctor he can see in the right eye.
Time. Doctor, make your assessment, please.
Mark Goddard has now called time, given the ringside physician a chance to make his decision.
This allows Topuria more time.
The doctor's saying no.
Where's this doctor from?
The doctor's going to call the fight.
Is this doctor from DC?
Elias, watch it.
He just said something to his brother.
Wow, it's almost like he's trying to not finish. They're not going to let him answer the next round.
Track the referee. They're going to stop it. Take 10.
No. We finished the fight.
That's the end of the fight, Mr. President.
And that'll do it. That's it. Unbelievable. And new tired on his stool.
Oh, that was the greatest fight yet.
So good. Love you.
Woo! Beyond anything that anybody's ever seen in sports. Let's do another one tomorrow.
The documentary also unveils remarkable never-before-seen footage, featuring a private discussion where Donald Trump and Dana White planned event logistics.
10 split in bowling, and the clouds went north and south of us.
That's what I just heard.
Yeah.
The storm is coming. It breaks apart in front of the White House and goes around the White House in the ellipse.
What we're talking about doing now is opening up and loading the bowl now. We want to go as early as we can because you never know what's going to happen later on tonight. Maybe at midnight something could roll in. I'd like to
we're ready.
Put that in motion.
Well,
in 8:20 start.
Tell everybody upstairs, load the arena, right? Yes, sir.
Here we go.
Yeah. Sorry. Say you can everything.
Then we're going to have to... Ready, 5? Got it. Ready, 5?
10 seconds still over the White House.
God, Mother Nature, whatever you want to call it, those clouds splitting and going around us. Listen, I don't know how to explain it, but it was pretty damn awesome.
Even after the shocking stoppage, newly circulating unverified images appeared to show Topuria recovering at an astonishing pace, displaying little more than minor swelling. Although medical updates confirmed a small orbital fracture, experts reportedly determined surgery would not be necessary. His coach, Jesus Gao, even remarked that Topuria looked as though he had barely been through a fight. The former champion is already targeting a dramatic octagon comeback by December 2026. Meanwhile, Paddy Pimblett isn't hiding his opinion of Ilia Topuria anymore. He once chased a massive title showdown, but everything shifted after Ilia lost to Justin Gaethje. Now Paddy promises another meeting changes everything.
We say it, we have weight classes for a reason. Ilia Topuria is a fat featherweight. Know what I mean? He's not a lightweight lad. And if I ever fight him, people will realise that. If he fights me, he will move back down to 45 because he will realise how small he is for the weight.
Think fight memorabilia has limits? Apparently not. Topuria's corner stool, the exact seat he used throughout his punishing battle with Guy, became the latest obsession among dedicated MMA collectors. That same stool was eventually placed at auction and sold for an astonishing $13,700. Since the UFC White House event was viewed as a once-in-a-generation spectacle, this ordinary piece of equipment transformed into an extraordinary collectible, showing how even defeat can generate incredible value within the sports memorabilia world. Meanwhile, Max Holloway appears genuinely caught off guard by Justin Gaethje's latest remarks about another possible showdown. Following his huge victory over Ilia Topuria, Justin openly claimed he no longer has any reason to face Max again.
The Ilia Topuria fight, and I would love, as I've stated hundreds of times publicly, I would love to punch Conor McGregor in the face. So
when Max saw those headlines, his first reaction was disbelief, convinced someone had created another bizarre AI-generated story because nothing made sense.
Or people just putting out fake-ass posters, right?
And I thought that was fake. And then I saw the video. I was like, holy shit. I mean, I was kind of tripping out, but it's what it is. If you feel that way, then technically I beat Conor McGregor. So I'm in a great, because I beat Dustin. So I'm in a great shoes, in my zone. So at the end of the day, all jokes aside, bro, I don't know. I don't know why he's saying that. Maybe he just saying it to saying it. Maybe he's just saying it to ruffle some feathers or whatever. Maybe he wants. I know he said that he couldn't hate me in there, so maybe he's like baiting me to talk some shit. So if we do get the rematch, he can be like, "Look, he talks shit now." So, all jokes aside, I got nothing but love for Justin. If he thinks that way, he thinks that way. But at the end of the day, UFC is gonna do what they think is best for.
Holloway seems completely energized for the showdown, even calling himself Mystic Max. He confidently predicted an explosive ending to the blockbuster clash, declaring, without hesitation,
So I'm taking Mystic Max.
What does Mystic Max predict for this week?
We drown him. We're gonna give him an old Hawaii style beating and drown him. We're taking him deep waters.
However, John Jones isn't so sure.
Still, John Jones appears far less convinced about McGregor's drive. During a recent interview with Red Corner MMA, Jones revealed that he believes Conor no longer truly needs to compete because he has already achieved virtually everything imaginable beyond the cage.
He has everything. And I respect the fact that he's coming back to fight so much because it shows that he's a fighter in his heart. Me, I got to a certain level and I decided to walk away. Conor, he's back. And it just shows how much he loves the sport. It shows that he's still that fighter despite having so much success. I'm rooting for him. I'm proud of him. And I think he's just great, man. The businessman that he's been for our sport. He teaches fighters that we can be more than just fighters. We can take our brand and do something special with it, which he did with Paw Patrol whiskey and everything. Proud of Conor. I'm a massive fan. I think I will be for the rest of my life. He has had a lot of struggles, ups and downs, just like I have, but he always gets back on his feet, which is a huge example to so many out there. So.
If he wins, my God, dude, what do they do? If he wins, do you do the Islam title fight at 170? Horrible matchup for him, but do you do that fight? Do you offer him, which I'm sure they will, do you offer him the Justin Gaethje title fight at lightweight? Is Conor down to cut down to 55? He's looking massive right now. Looks like it'd be a miserable cut, but for a title shot, does UFC go, we'll give you a title shot, but it has to be at 55? Does he do that? What if in some crazy world that we live in, this MMA world, Ian Machado Gary beats Islam, and then they do it end of the year or early next year in Dublin, Ian Machado Gary versus Conor McGregor?
Yeah, I personally, if it was me, it would be Gaethje. Just right now is the perfect time. I think him and Gaethje.
Listen, he's going to be, no matter what fight, if he gets past Max Holloway, it's the big if. Yeah. If he gets past Max, no matter what, whether it's Machado Gary, Makhachev, or Justin Gaethje, he's an underdog.
He's the king, man. Look, maybe he's not the best fighter in the world. He's the king. He did more for mixed martial arts than any single fighter did for any combat sport in the world. He did more for that, and he's back, and he's the best Conor McGregor I've ever seen. Talking to him is like talking to a guy that I don't even know. He's unbelievably focused. He's unbelievably trained. He's fast. He's furious, and he's ready to cause some damage. I will be there, front row at that UFC event and rooting him on. I think it's going to be, I can't bet on the fights, but if I could, I'd bet the house on Conor McGregor.
I love a rematch. Who doesn't love the story builds, the tension builds. The fans get excited. They've got comparisons. They've got, it's great for business. I'm all for a good rematch. And yeah, there you go. Max's name is before us.
Yous all doubted me. Traitors. Thinking I'm done. Unbelievable. No chance.
Robert Whittaker is opening up about his decision to leave the middleweight division.
Robert Whittaker is finally revealing why he walked away from middleweight entirely. The Reaper admitted cutting himself to 185 pounds had completely destroyed the final years of his career, both mentally and physically.
I wanted to get another few more fights out. I'd like my retirement fight to be in Australia at the very least. Finish where I start. So there's a fairy tale in my head I want to finish, and yeah, it got me back on the wagon, got me back in the gym, and I'm excited.
Speaking on the Pound for Pound podcast, Henry Cejudo slammed Dean for his questionable officiating, saying the veteran referee...
During the Pound for Pound podcast, Henry Cejudo strongly criticized Herb Dean over what he described as questionable officiating, arguing the longtime referee has negatively impacted several recent fights. Cejudo stressed that poor decisions carry enormous consequences because fighters can lose significant income after defeats. He argued if Herb Dean represents UFC officiating's highest standard, then something within the system demands serious scrutiny.
Michael Bisping, best
question.
Triple C.
Was Herb Dean so Herb Dean was your reference?
No, he wasn't. But these guys are so afraid to take points that it is hurting the sport of mixed martial arts, and it has to stop. And you got to suspend them, and you got to hold them accountable because people are losing their vision, or people are losing their damn.
Kamaru Usman has finally cleared up the mystery of why his highly anticipated super fight with Islam Makhachev never actually materialized. Usman revealed on his podcast that...
Now, Kamaru Usman has finally explained the real reason his long-awaited super fight with Islam Makhachev never came together. Usman revealed during his podcast that negotiations suddenly reached a standstill after the UFC changed its priorities. The promotion became focused on building a huge champion versus champion showdown featuring Islam Makhachev and Ilia Topuria instead. Because those behind-the-scenes discussions lasted far too long, Usman's championship opportunity quietly disappeared before anything could be finalized.
Islam and all of these things, and I wanted the Islam fight. So all of these things behind the scenes kind of dragged it on. And then DDP was mentioned, not really offered, but mentioned, which I believe we talked about earlier on the show a while back. And where I said, yeah, if that's, I just need something that gets me to the title. I just want that. If you're not going to give me the title, then give me something that gets me to the title.
Keep your hands up.
Things got incredibly heated and nearly turned dangerous at the recent BKFC Liberty Brawl weigh-ins. Local fighter Pat Sullivan was scheduled for his standard face-off against his opponent, Ruben.
Yuri Prochaska has once again shown that he exists on an entirely different level from everyone else across the MMA world. In a recently released video that rapidly exploded across social media, the former UFC light heavyweight champion was caught doing something unbelievable. He spent part of his evening deliberately walking directly into a patch of burning, stinging nettles.
Oh.
Dobry!
Correzione. Tutti vedi qui.
Fans are absolutely loving it because it is just classic Yuri. Islam Makhachev just secured a massive honor back home that cements his legacy for beyond the UFC octagon.
Fans cannot get enough of it because this feels exactly like classic Yuri. Meanwhile, Islam Makhachev has received a remarkable honor in Russia, further strengthening a legacy that now reaches far beyond the UFC octagon. Makhachev was officially awarded the Honored Master of Sport of Russia, widely recognized as the nation's highest athletic distinction for elite competitors. The International Sambo Federation presented him with a prestigious recognition for helping introduce combat sambo to millions of mainstream sports fans around the world throughout his dominant MMA journey. The achievement arrived soon after Islam was announced as a global Sambo ambassador alongside legendary Fedor Emelianenko, reinforcing that Makhachev is no longer viewed as only a champion, but as a lasting martial arts icon.
Let them do it. I got money. Вставай, я тебе помочь хочу.
Взрослые деха не чего делаете?
Тренировки начались.
Сегодня воскресенье же куда-то хотите, да?
didn't do that to him, right?
I remember when you give head kick to Manaf.
Manaf, yeah.
Hands up, hands up, hands up. Boom. I'm like, okay. Flexibility is there. Like, speed is there. Everything was there. Manaf was like a little bit short. He was walking and his hand was like this.
Yeah.
I tell him, hands up one time. Hands up. Boom. Remember?
Yeah.
I told you are not good. Sometimes you're very mean person.
Sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes.
I never was mean to you, though, was I?
You nice guy only. You know when, coach? When you're sleeping. When you wake up, you are not nice. I know.
Okay.
But people don't know.
Okay, I give you that.